Hi there. I am Bill Hayden. I am your instructor for Sources of Power this semester. This video is just to introduce myself to you and to start to set the table for what we're going to be doing this semester by giving you a sense of who I am and how I'm approaching the course. So a little bit about me. My wife and I have been married for 28 years and have 5 children seen here. The oldest is 24, the youngest is my daughter, 13 years old. You can see we're in Paris. We do like to travel when we can. I do a fair amount of traveling under normal conditions, not necessarily under COVID conditions. Because when I'm not teaching, I am the executive director of Levo International. Levo International is a international development organization that works on food security and using food security solutions to create innovation and community development around the world. Picture here is some of our work in Haiti. We also have a project going in Kenya and several projects going in urban areas in Connecticut as well. Haiti is one of my happy places. I like to travel there. Prior to COVID, I was headed there for Levo work about every 6 weeks or so. When I am not teaching or working with Levo, I do like to read, and I am a fairly avid hiker. Been spending a reasonable amount of time on the Appalachian Trail in recent years, and recently running as a pastime. I did manage to complete a marathon within the last couple of years, and nowadays do look a little bit better when I run than this picture might indicate. A couple of technical elements here. So that you have a reference point. This is a hybrid course, which means that some of you will meet face-to-face and some of you will be remote on any given meeting time. We're going to have synchronous meetings on Thursdays from 5 p.m. to 7:20 p.m. Those meetings will not necessarily be taking up the entire 2 hours and 20 minutes every week. The structure of them will vary from time to time, and there will be other synchronous opportunities for you, for enrichment, for extra credit, etc. And there will be asynchronous opportunities or responsibilities that you'll have, stuff that you'll have to work on your own. If you're not familiar with Blackboard, we'll be using Blackboard as our primary communication tool, and there's another video that'll be out here for just a quick overview of the course layout on Blackboard. If you need to get in touch with me at any time, email is great. Hayden@hartford.edu is the best email to use. You can text me at 860-558-3303. This video is probably being viewed on YouTube. Hayden@UHart is the channel. And for the long run, if you need to get in touch with me in future, follow up on anything or what have you, you can reach me on LinkedIn, which is the only social media that I'm particularly active on. So that's the basics about me. The last thing I want to tell you about myself is that while I've taught at a variety of levels, including the collegiate level since 1996 and at the University of Hartford since the spring of 2019, I am not a career academic. I've spent most of my life outside of academia, and I've worked in Fortune 500 companies, but primarily in small organizations in strategy and innovation roles, and particularly in startup. Over the last decade or so, I have worked primarily in not-for-profit and social justice organizations. I tell you all this because one of the things that's really important to me about how I approach this course is this is the most fundamental, the most basic subject that we all should have our heads around. We should really understand how power works, because it really is what makes our civic society function. Right? So understanding power is understanding our society. Understanding power is understanding our interpersonal dynamics. So this is really, really important. And I want us to think about this subject not just purely from an academic perspective, but from an application perspective. How do we use the information that we're going to be gathering here over the course of the semester? How are we going to use this knowledge of power? How do we apply it? So that's one thing. The second reason I tell you my background is that it colors my perspective, right? My experience is my experience, and that's going to inform how I view things. So I will certainly express opinions over the course of the semester, but I will try very hard to make a distinction between my opinions, my commentary, and my analysis. And I want to encourage you to do the same thing. So now if I offer you an opinion and you have a different opinion, I encourage you to question my opinion, to literally ask questions of that opinion, to help inform your own opinion. Because really what we want to be talking about here in this semester is not our opinions. What we want to be talking about is our analysis. So we have this tendency in this country nowadays to say, well, I believe this. And the reason that we say I believe is so that we don't have to be questioned, right? Because I believe it, it's just a belief, you can't question it. And that's not what we're going for here. What we're going for here is a justified belief. What's the evidence that informs your belief? That's the question that you want to ask yourself. Why do I believe what I believe? What's the evidence? And if we have a justified belief, it should be in dialogue. It should be questionable. It should be defensible. I believe just because I believe, that's what I feel. That doesn't help us make good decisions. But a justified belief, one that comes out of an analysis of our environment and our experience, that is helpful. So we want to really focus on this idea of a justified belief and analyzing the environment in which we're operating. Okay, so that's me. Some of the things that I think are important and my general approach to the course, things to keep in mind about me as you're going through the semester. This is the first of numerous videos that you'll be watching of me over the course of the semester. The next one that you should be watching is just a highlight of the Blackboard course layout, and there will be one up shortly, if it's not there already, on the syllabus, and then sort of the first class introduction will be up there too. So if you can watch those 3 additional videos before the first class, that would be really helpful. All right. Well, welcome again, and I look forward to working with you this semester.